Hi, everybody. This is day 1368. Let me make sure. Okay, let me make sure I am on. So, okay. Looks like everything's working. Turn this down a little bit. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone. Thank you. So, today's been a very, very full day behind the scenes, and that's why we are burning the midnight oil. This is day 1368. It took me a minute to get started because there is just so much going on. We're getting institutional support, and now we're being contacted. Um, the problem with some of the contacts that we're getting is with the transparency of files from open records requests. We're not getting the files that we should be getting from open records requests. And, they can say, okay, we're going to send a letter to Attorney General Paxton to say why they can't give us these documents. But yet, Team Find Richard Halliday is so big, right? That some of these documents that we've requested, we have. We have some of these because it's taken so long to get these documents, but others have received these documents because they're open records. They're open records, and others have received these documents, and yet when it comes to Robert Halliday requesting these same records, there is this delay. There is an effort, a clear effort. There's no doubt in our minds that there is an effort to hide something, to cover up something, to not reveal to us what's going on. For some reason, these agencies, the government institutions that we're requesting, not all of them, some of them have given us, that's why we understand what's going on in our son's case, because we have, through the open records requests, looking through to see what Bill Hicks did, right? What Mario Raskin Ortiz has done. But, so it's not all of them, but it is enough. And so now we have proof that they're playing games with us, because why is other people receiving those open records requests when they're requested by other people, but when we're requesting it, they're doing some acrobatics, they're doing some ignoring us, or doing some acrobatics, or trying to get AG Paxton to say, oh yeah, we have to redact this, or you don't have to give them this, or whatever. And this is a problem that we have gotten. And we have a very, very good reason why we need to look at these open records, because we need to find our son, Richard Halliday, the Distinguished Honor Graduate, the missing and murdered Fort Bliss soldier that was a Fort Bliss whistleblower. We have a very good reason to want transparency, to need transparency. So that is some of the the reaction that we had today when we were contacted, and received some things, and then some things were withheld from us that other people have, which, you know, uh, that is proof that they're messing with us. They're playing games with us. The other is very good news of investigations going on behind the scenes, being contacted by those that are investigating, the um, the agencies that are investigating, and that is very good news because right now El Paso does not have a justice system. It does not have a functioning legal district attorney's office. So everything that John Briggs is doing right now, um, he's doing illegally. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but seemingly, apparently, what Shapley's doing, all those that are working inside of that district attorney's office under Bill Hicks, who we have what seems to be his attempt to fill out his oath of office and his statement of officer, but there is no stamp and filing. We don't have, and that's one of the things that we would like. Why can't we get the district attorney's oath of office and statement of officer? It's just a signature. You know, why can't we get that? That has been filed, stamped and filed. If I was Bill Hicks, I would be presenting that in a interview to the press, in a press release, right? In a press release, because we have submitted to the SB4 federal case that Bill Hicks is a usurper in the district attorney's office. So that's huge because he can't be a party to that case if he's not the district attorney to the 34th Judicial District Attorney's Office. So that is why that brief amicus notice was so important with the supplement of evidentiary evidence that we provided. Thank you, Team Fine Richard Halliday. Thank you so, so much. Because we have a reason why we need a functioning legal district attorney. And I think El Pasoans feel the same way. And I think all the service members on Fort Bliss feel the same way. And why isn't the leadership in the command, why aren't they feeling the same way? Why are they not holding a press conference? Why aren't they holding a press conference saying, our soldiers, when things are happening in El Paso and they need justice, why is it that the justice system in El Paso is broken? And our service members have no representation, no prosecution, no investigation. On top of the broke CID, right? Because Team Fine Richard Halliday called CID just a couple days ago, and they were adamant there is no missing soldier from Fort Bliss. There is no missing soldier from Fort Bliss. There is no missing soldier from Fort Bliss. They were adamant. That means that they know that they found Richard's remains, that they have Richard's to us. So that's another little breaking news that happened in the last 48 hours. That is very, very important. So the other that we're looking into, of course, the Walmart case, but because that's really that was such a setup. But what we're and we're looking into that. We have every right to look into that because Richard's case is intertwined with the Walmart mass shooting case, and we were asked by the military command and by CID to investigate. And so we are investigating and we're bringing forth all of the evidence. We're bringing forth evidence and we're even organizing the evidence, right, into three categories where, hard evidence, supplementary evidence, and irregularities. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of hard evidence. And so um, the big the big thing is that Mario Raskin Ortiz, the chief medical examiner, um, who we received autopsy number with his name on it. We didn't know who he was, and it was Ortiz's name, and he used to use uh, Rascon Ortiz, but now he's only using Rascon, and making $438,000 a year, and something is not right because we have now received evidence that there is a real possibility that he needs to be arrested for violating his visa, for lying to federal authorities. He's in the same boat as Leilani Hart, convicted criminal from Dreams Cabaret, mother of Richard's platoon leader, the Dallas Hart, who is the prime suspect in the murder of Richard. So Mario Rascon Ortiz is in the same situation as convicted criminal Leilani Hart, lying to federal authorities. So I need to look that up, what kind of penalty that is. Because uh, if you are committing perjury to federal authorities, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. And it's like, why aren't they paying attention to this? Because it's very, very clear. Why hasn't Leilani Hart been arrested? And why hasn't Mario Raskin Ortiz been arrested? Because uh, the point is that needs to be investigated also. Because lying to authorities, right, through the H-1B and the J-1 waiver, the H-1B visa and the J-1 waiver, um, you know, let's say if he's a medical officer and he wants to come to the country, and he wants to get a visa with a waiver, he can do that. And he needs to then serve the poor community. He needs to say that, okay, I'm going to give back to the country that is allowing me to work in this country, and I'm going to serve the poor. But see, as a medical examiner, you can't do that. You can't do that. Even though Veronica Escobar is like, oh well, he can give them free autopsies. No, that's not serving the poor. You can, because any the thing is anybody that needs to have an autopsy performed, it's already there for them. It's already there for them. So there's more to it, and I think someone that is a legal expert, a legal scholar, can absolutely take this and contact the media to explain why Mario Raskin Ortiz, even with the visa, let's say he did everything right, which he didn't. He violated it, right? Um, he still is not. Let's say he was telling the truth to them and saying, well, I want to be the chief medical examiner, make my $438,000 a year, um, or, $300,000 a year. Right now he's making 438 and more $1,000. You heard me right. It's 753 times more than the average income, the average earnings anyone in El Paso is making. 753 times more. Okay, 753 times more. Um, yeah, that's huge. That's huge. He's making loads of money, and he did it with fraud. Because you see, if he would have said he wanted to be medical examiner, they would have said, no, you can't do that. Because a medical examiner has to be an American citizen. And the reason, and I put it up early this morning, it seems like so long ago. Let me see if I can read this now. Because, oh my gosh, so much has been happening. And this seems like so long ago, talking about the medical examiner. Hold on, I'm not in the right spot. Oh, I'm looking at the victims of the Walmart, going through these 24, because I'm counting Glendon Oakley Jr. in it. I should count Richard in there. That would be 25. Um, so, okay, I wanted to make sure that everybody, because I didn't understand. I didn't understand what a medical examiner really did. I don't think we really learned that. And I think it's very, very important to know who the medical examiner is in your county, um, what their background is, and also the DA, because those are the two most important positions in your county when it comes to justice. And a land full of robbers is a land without justice. So a land of thieves is a land without robbers, right? Or what does St. Augustine say? Um, a land without justice is a land that's controlled by a criminal syndicate, a land of thieves. That's what it is. And you see it very, very clearly right now. And I should really put up what St. Augustine said, because it is so applicable to what's going on. And without a proper legal medical examiner and a DA, then you don't have a proper DA office and you don't have a proper medical examiner's office. And I should have said chief medical examiner. So, and what do they do? What do chief medical examiners do? What does a medical examiner do? All of that is judicial office, okay? Because they can convene an inquest, okay? They can issue subpoenas. They can issue warrants, right? They can put together a jury. They can put together a jury to help with the inquest. They also conduct autopsies, and the findings are part of witness testimonies in the cases. And we're talking about, most of the time when when a medical examiner is part of a case, it's because of the manner of death. So the cause and manner of death, which uh, sheds transparency, sheds truth on the crime, because these are capital murder crimes. He only handles the deceased. And so he handled all the deceased from the Walmart mass shooting case. And we know that because um, they were notified of the problems of using a violator of the office to do the autopsies for such a big case. They botched the case. And that's why this case can't be moved forward. Okay? And many, many other things happened because of it. So in Texas, you know, to be a medical examiner, you have to follow the rules, right? You have to have the skills and you have to follow the rules. You have to obey the rules. And those rules come from the US Constitution and the Texas Constitution. And they absolutely require that judicial officers are citizens. And I've been busy combing through old cases that absolutely are let's see, opinions, outcomes, rulings from other cases that show that judicial officers, all judicial officers, medical examiners and chief medical examiners included in that, because sorry, because they do have powers like a judge. They do require American citizenship. They do require residency in Texas, in the area that you're working. And you cannot debate those qualifications when you have so much backing it up. Yet, Veronica Escobar and the county attorney, Joanne Bernal, did just that. And some Shapley person did just that also. And you're like, are you kidding me? What is your motive here for violating the Constitution and the Texas Constitution along with Mario Raskin Ortiz? Why are you backing this violation up? Because like judges in courtrooms, they a medical examiner, you know, has incredible and skill. And they have to guard the transparency and the truth of the cases. And they have to provide the proof of the forensic evidence. That's why they're forensic pathologists. So I think it's very, very important that we keep going on this to figure out why they chose, what was the motive behind breaking the our safeguards in this country to get him in, because they absolutely violated justice. And where there is no justice, there is just a band of robbers. And so is that what we're going to find? Thieves, identity thieves, insurance thieves, weapons trafficking thieves, ammunition trafficking thieves, human trafficking thieves. Exactly. So thank you, Anicia, for coming on. So, and what is the connection? That they were not willing to bring in a proper medical examiner because they were warned. We have the testimony that they were warned that he was illegal, that he was unqualified, that he cannot botch the Walmart mass shooting case. And if they let him near the remains, that he was going to botch the case. So they were warned. And so that means that they have motive. They have a motive that they want him involved in the Walmart mass shooting. And of course, we're told that our son's remains were also handled by him. So this is why we want to get to the bottom of this. And, looking at the Walmart victims, the real sad story is Jordan and Andre and Chanda, right? With their poor little baby. Yeah. Suffering broken bones and then being an orphan. And what's the motive that they want to not give that family justice? What is that motive? Because bringing in Mario Raskin Ortiz with all his violations, and he has more than one, is obstructing justice for the Anchondo family, for that little baby. And is that why the baby did not get any money from the El Paso Community Foundation? So it is, there's just so much going on, and there are connections that will just astound you. And so please keep praying. And please share all this information. And I'm going to try to make sure I put it in a pretty simple terminology that everybody can understand what's going on in this case, because it is complicated. There's so many facets to it. But right now, El Pasoans need to know that their Department of Justice, that their offices of justice, one is being usurped and the other one is with an illegal. And I think that is, and what do I mean by illegal? I'm saying that they are not legally holding the position. They are supposed to be an American citizen, and then this violation of the visa is a very, very big problem, because that has criminal ramifications to it. So thank you so much, everybody. I'm kind of burning the midnight oil today, and I will be back tomorrow, God willing. I know I have some problems with streaming tonight, but I will be back tomorrow. Thank you so much. God bless you, and please share. Bye-bye.